My name's Gwen Preston. I'm with West Red Lake Gold Mines. We are a company that's starting up our first mine. It's called the Madsen Mine. It's in an area of Canada called Red Lake that's famous for high-grade gold. There's been 30 million ounces pulled from the ground in Red Lake over the last 100 years. Madsen was part of that history, and now we're restarting this mine, tapping into a high-grade gold resource with a mine that's set it's almost at commercial production. We'll be in full-scale production early in 2026, and then we're looking to grow our production from there with this gold market.
Gwen, good to see you. You kind of have restarted already.
We have, yes.
We're almost
at the end of the restart.
Yes.
It's a process.
I like that. We're going to talk about that today because there's a lot of moving parts in there that you kind of got to nail, and you got to, you're stress testing all the kind of the processes for commercial production next year, which is fantastic. But first of all, we're here in London, meeting investors. How's it going?
It's been good, for sure. We came to this conference a year ago, really liked it, signed up again. It's quite a bit busier this year.
Yeah.
And yeah, a good group of pretty interested, fairly informed people looking for gold stories and the idea of a company that is on its way to production, so that, you know, that golden runway classic, it seems to be resonating with people. So
show me the
I'll
money.
take it.
Show me the money, Gwen. That's what it's about. And obviously, gold's obviously the darling of the market at the moment, leading from the front, and I think everyone's benefiting from that, which is good news. Want to talk about what you've been up to. Chance to kind of look back a little bit so we can look forward, right? A whole bunch of things have had to fall into place. As if
be put into place.
I know, but say serendipity. No, it's a lot of hard work, right? Starting with obviously the team, and you've been adding to that recently, I noticed as well.
Yeah, so we did put out some news just this morning, sort of an updated halfway through the fourth quarter on how ramp up is going. A couple things in there that were really good, like just more mined tons coming out the gate of the door of the mine, which is great. That's sort of the critical path for ramp up. But the other big thing that we wanted to talk about was the people that we've attracted to site. And a strong site management team is like the foundation of a good mine, right? Because they're the people who every single day are making the decisions about how it's working. And it's a pretty competitive market out there for, you know, experienced underground miners and, you know, mine leadership folks. So we're really excited. We attracted some really good people. And like I was at site 2 weeks ago, and you can feel the impact that they're having, right? It's just in terms of the attitude, in terms of the organization, the proactive planning. So we're really, really happy to have those people.
It's a nice endorsement actually, because obviously some blue chip experience in there as well, with the general manager and some of the others that have come through. So you're attracting the right people from the right background, with big companies as well. So the endorsement must be a great feeling.
And I mean, these people, it's a great feeling. And I mean, a year ago, we could not attract those people. Madsen was not proven enough. We hadn't done enough work to demonstrate that there was a viable path forward, or like a path forward that people could be confident in. And now we are there. And these sorts of guys who we've brought to site, these people that we've brought to site, they're the ones who love the unlocking the opportunity, right? They see what Madsen can become if there's the right people working towards the right goal with the right sort of ideas. So they love that challenge. So let's get it done.
Right. So, and I noticed that also a lot of kit arriving as well. And actually, we better tell you what we better start with. I looked at the kind of Q3 numbers. Obviously, you know, just over 7,000 ounces produced. But that's not the story. That's just part of the ramp up process, right? But it does have the benefit of generating, in that case, $33 million on top of the previous 24, 25 sort of million as well. So it all helps in terms of kind of being able to deliver and buy what you need.
Absolutely.
Which is a lot of kit at the moment coming through.
Mining is an expensive business to set up, for sure. I mean, haul trucks are expensive, scoops, ANFO loaders, jumbo drills. They're expensive pieces of machinery. They're very, And so, we produced just over 7,000 ounces in the third quarter. Like you say, that's part of ramp up. Ramp up isn't, you don't just turn a mine on. You have to get yourself going and then gradually get the number of tons coming out the door up monthly. And so Q3 was about doing that. And it's variable because you have all these, the thing about ramp up is you're sort of juggling the bits of the build that you haven't quite finished yet with ramping up consistent operations. And once you're in operations, you don't have to do the build side of it anymore. And so right now, it's a bit of a juggling act always during ramp up. And so it's variable. Q3 went well. We're really excited about how Q4 is going. Some of those bits of the build that weren't done are now clicking into place. Like in September, we stopped having to truck waste material up and out of the mine.
Yeah, you're doing better backfilling it now, aren't you?
Yeah, we found there's a lot of old mining at Madsen. A bunch of those old mining areas are already jammed full of old rock because the old timers thought
Still a
the
few
same
voids
thing.
left, aren't there?
But there are, and we found out that we had to get deep enough, we had to send drones in, we had to figure it out, we had to test competency, And then once you've done that, we realized that some of them are bigger than we expected. That doesn't mean that there's been more mining than we knew about, it just meant that some of them were less previously backfilled than expected. And so we've been able to just shove all of our waste rock into some of these voids, which frees up the kit, the trucks, to move ore instead. So these are the steps that you have to sort of leap through as you're getting into ramp up. And it's all going really well. So the update today is we got 24% more tons on a daily basis out of the mine in October than we had in September, mostly because we got that rock storage going. So, walk before you run. We're getting there. We're almost running, and we're sort of in sight of commercial production, which is super exciting.
Yeah, and obviously with all this kit coming through, you're going to kind of keep it working. So you've got a maintenance, shack store? What's the correct phrase in place?
A maintenance shop
maintenance
is what we
shop.
call it.
There you go.
And I mean, we have a maintenance area right now. We have known for a while that we needed to build a bigger maintenance area for all of the vehicles that we have. And there's also underground maintenance areas, right?
Yeah.
There's maintenance done all over the place because keeping things rolling is really important. But so we took delivery of this maintenance shop, so we're going to be able to build a really nice maintenance shop.
Yeah.
When we talk about labor availability, it's tight.
Yeah.
One of the hardest positions to fill is millwrights, and if you build them a nice shop, they're more likely to want to come and work for you.
Yeah.
It's just like at our mine, we built a nice camp to make sure that good miners wanted to come and work for us. So you have to build it and they will come to a certain extent. So yes, it's all sort of coming into place. And for sure, even though we're not producing at full scale quite yet, we're close, but the amount of gold that we're producing is making a nice amount of money.
Absolutely.
And we're making money at the mine just now. I mean, in the Q3 we were trading dollars, call it, and now we're stepping it up, and so it's a really exciting.
It's nice, isn't it? It's kind of like the going to the gym. You're kind of to bulk up. You've got to keep going to the gym. Get these processes, routines, and systems in place, and that's where you're at the moment. But obviously working towards commercial production, 2026. So, what are we going to be looking at in 2026? What's this gym work that you've been doing going to get you?
What's the goal of all of the workouts?
Yeah.
About 50,000 ounces produced in 2026. So the thing about commercial production, the declaration of, is it's, for us, there's no broad definition of commercial production, which seems funny. You'd think there would be. But for us, it means the mine is operating the way that we intend the mine to operate. So all of the bits have been built and put into place. So we needed to get that underground waste rock storage going. We need to get the shaft going. That's going to happen in the next couple weeks. It's the old shaft. We'd already done the work to make sure that it is good. Then we needed to replace the hoist and the mechanism, and that's all, and then build the load-in pocket and the load-out pocket. These are, so that's all underway. Should happen in a couple weeks. Again, easier to move tons out of the mine when you have that shaft. Waiting for one more haul truck to show up. Those are the key things that we need for the mine to be operating the way it's supposed to operate. And then we should be set up to produce about 50,000 ounces in 2026, which is...
So I think the thing, obviously, when you started building this system and when you had the hypothesis put together in 2023 when it was acquired, gold wasn't at $4,000.
It certainly was.
So 50,000, I think people would go, well, and I think we've certainly seen it, and you will have had pushback and go, well, why don't you do more? Right now, margin's got to be critical. Efficient, established processes to make sure that people can see you can deliver and there's a route to market for you is really, really important. 50,000 to 100,000, how does that happen?
Yeah.
Is it going to happen?
It is going to happen.
Right,
and it's going to happen, again, you have to step yourself there. So yes, we think Madsen can produce and will produce more than 50,000 ounces. Probably in 2027, think about 10 or 15% more in 2027 as we get deeper into the mine where there has been less historic mining. So you don't have to work around historic workings as much. There's more virgin territory where to be on to sort of put it this way, the eyes haven't been picked out already. So grade is higher. Ounces per vertical meter at Madsen increase as you go down because it hasn't been mined before. So as we get deeper, it gets a bit easier, the grade gets a bit higher. So that's one way. to increase production. The other is just there's a bit more room for efficiency and more tons to come out the door. So we can increase Madsen from maybe 50 to 60, 65. That's part of the plan. And then the other big chunk that adds on is our other project, right? So Rowan is like 80 kilometers away by road. It's only about 30 kilometers away as the crow flies. And the PEA that we did at Rowan, it's a really nice deposit for mining. It like starts at surface. It's essentially vertical. It's relatively wide. It's pretty consistent, and it's incredibly high grade. The indicated resource there is almost 13 grams per ton. So it's like asking to be mined. And it's going to be, assuming that we get the permits, quite a simple mine. We're not building a mill there, so there's no need for a tailings facility. The way that the permit will work is as an advanced exploration permit. It's like an ongoing bulk sample, because you're just building the mine, managing the water, and then trucking the mineralization to your other mill. So we have to go through that permit process, but we're pretty confident on it because of the simplicity of what it is that we're setting up. And that thing's going to produce 35,000 ounces of gold a year. And we're pretty confident that we're going to be able to be producing that at some point in 2028. Whether it's early or late that year will depend on permitting.
What are we looking at? Is this underground as well?
This is underground as well.
Right,
This is underground. So we have to get in there, we have to develop down, and then we just sort of go down on this nice steep deposit that's designed for mining. So in 2028, by then we will have grown Madsen to some extent, layered Rowan on top, and the two together get us up to about that 100,000 ounces.
So obviously there's work. We saw some drill results coming out, released, what would have been beginning of October-ish?
We put them out all the time,
so
I have no idea.
So obviously some nice high-grade stuff coming out there. So you haven't stopped that kind of growth profile, for sure, right?
Yeah, the important thing with Madsen is you're always drilling at Madsen. So you're always drilling to perfectly define, to do that tightening up of the drill hole spacing for the tons that you plan to mine in about a year or 18 months, right? So you're always doing that work ahead. And as you do that, you have to, well, where do we want to go next? There's been 1 million meters of drilling into the Madsen project, starting in like the
Not that you've paid for it.
No, but starting in the 1920s through the historic drilling phase and through all the prior operators who have been there. So there's an incredible amount of data that points us to where we might find these jewelry boxes. We found one really nice jewelry box in South Austin that we're going to mine in the first half of 2026. We're tapping into another one in Lower Austin. Looks really nicely graded. And so when we do this definition drilling, well, we're going to go to the best spots because we have 1 million meters of drilling suggesting where they might be. Madsen's worth the effort because you get these insane intercepts, right? The grade can be really, really phenomenal. That's why it's worth the effort.
Yeah, and of course, that's a joke there, but you did pick this thing up for a song. Previous operator struggled for a few different reasons. We don't need to go into. But as the beneficiary of all of those meters and all of that data, it is complex geology, but that data allows you to, I guess, gain some confidence in how you go forward and give you confidence into 2026 with regards to where you target first. So that, again, comforting for you, but also comforting for shareholders. Understand that you're not going to be blowing your brains out and raising capital and diluting everyone.
So we are incredibly comfortable with our understanding of the geology at this point. So it's complicated, but once you get it, then it's understandable. Yeah. And if you want to remain in control of your geology, you just have to do the work, which is to say you have to do tightly spaced drilling, and you have to make sure that your geologists are very well trained in recognizing what the different rock types are, and then you have to do all the iterations of updating the model and then incorporating the all of the different sampling that happens as mining happens, and then going back and doing the reconciliation work. What did the mine tons actually grade? Making sure you compare these things. Our reconciliation remains very strong. We're remaining right. What we expect to pull out of the ground remains right lined up with what we're actually pulling out of the ground. So we're really confident in the geology. You just have to do the work. You just have to make sure that you plan ahead to get your drills out to where you're gonna want to mine in a year, so that they can do the drilling, so that then you can update the resource, so that then you can do the final mine design, and then you can go and mine it. And you have to keep doing that the whole way through. So geology is effort, but we get it. So we're very confident in that. As for financing, I have danced ever since I started talking about this story. I've tried to be very careful to say that we're not going to finance again, because we never knew. I mean, now at this moment we have north of $45 million in the bank. The mine is making money. we do not expect to finance the Madsen Mine again. The Madsen Mine is up, it's running, it's got its money spent, it's making money, we're in sight of commercial production.
Yeah.
So,
and with that being the same, in terms of the work up at Rowan, you're building like kind of cash reserves. The balance sheet's looking good. Rowan, obviously, you're financing out of your current cash balance, right? Ultimately, once you start having to doing the work, you're going to be able to self-finance that?
Probably, yeah. I mean, it's only a $70 million capex, and that's the start of that spend is not for another year and a half.
Yes.
So we do expect to be able to, and then it's not all in one lump sum either. So we do expect to be able to finance Rowan internally.
Okay, so that's good. So I guess the comfort, I see shareholders is kind of critical, especially there's quite a few institutional shareholders that you have. They have great expectations there, but they'll also be pushing you and saying, well, so what next? And they'll be doing that now, won't they? Right? So in terms of that kind of vision for the future and for the region and the options there, now's a very good time for producers. I'm going to put you into producer category now. I know next year it is commercial production. There's lots of opportunity for you out there. What are you guys thinking about in terms of that future blue sky?
So West Red Lake was built to grow with the gold market. And that's an unusual thing to be a new producer at the start of a gold market, because of course gold markets start when the market has been terrible for a while, and so most projects have lost momentum. There's very few new sort of single asset gold producers at the beginning of a gold market, and we want to grow to a mid-tier gold producer during this gold bull market. Yep. That's always been, that's the writing on the wall of our office, is we try it. Our goal is 300,000 ounces in this market. And so we have laid out a pretty clear path for West Red Lake to be producing 100,000 ounces in Red Lake in this market. The other portion of that desired production is probably going to have to come from another mine. So Absolutely. We're out there looking, and who knows who, what, where, when, why, how, what asset we'll be able to get. But we're on the hunt for our next acquisition.
Obviously, there'll be a lot of competition, and there'll be a few distressed assets there. Have you guys got the stomach for another distressed asset? Or you're like a simpler path?
I mean,
I have to ask.
It's a fair question. I mean, we'll take where we can unlock value. I mean, we're a team of people who can build and operate mines, and that's not a super common skill set in junior mining. And we're looking for, when we talk about labor being short, it's not just like mine site labor. Absolutely, it's management, executive level skills are also in very short supply. So we want an operating asset where we can unlock value, or a near to operating troubled asset, but something that has been either overshadowed in a large portfolio or undercapitalized by a struggling company, or some combination of those things where we can come in with our expertise and the energy capital, and time and access to capital, and we can unlock value. That's what we're looking for.
Well, let's see what happens. You better get out there and press the flesh. Pound the street.
And meetings start in 10 to 15 minutes. So let's
no, we're hearing it's pretty busy over there.
I
think most people are sort of dashing off to Switzerland if they haven't already been there earlier this month.
Exactly.
It's conference season, folks.
It's European conference season is what it is. So,
Okay. We'd love to see you. We'll see you soon.
Likewise. Thanks very much.